Hey guys, Matt, IronTrap Garage, and today is one of my favorite days and one of yours too. I know we get a lot of great feedback on these videos. It's pallet day! So my pallets came in, got 2 pallets shipped over. We were able to fit pretty much everything on 2 pallets, just carried a steering wheel on the plane. But what we ended up having happen is, unfortunately, I'm going to flip you guys around. One of our pallets here didn't fare so well. So this pallet was not wrapped quite as good, and some of the plastic wasn't connected to the pallet, and it kind of slipped over. The ratchet straps came loose, and this whole top section was like almost falling off the pallet when I was getting it loaded into my truck. How it showed up off the shipping company's truck. And I think what happened is the ratchet straps came loose, everything was moved around, they roughed it up a little bit, some of the little corners were got a little messed up, but I think everything is okay. I'm hoping that nothing fell off, like this whole top section didn't like completely fall off the pallet and the shipping company just like threw it back on top and they lost some pieces. I already had pulled a hood side off that was loose. This pallet seems to have done okay. There's some holes. Like, I don't know what the heck they were doing here, but big giant hole in the plastic. This was wrapped pretty darn good. This one, the ratchet straps stayed nice and tight, but you know, it's all kinds of like stuff was, you know, this was probably ripped just from metal, but this one definitely fared a lot better. I'm glad, because this pallet here is the one that has a lot of my keeper really good stuff that I wanted for myself. So we're gonna do the normal deal. I'm gonna film myself just unloading all this stuff, and then we're going to go through and show you what we found. I'm going to show you some of the stuff I kept, why I kept it, why I picked it, and give you guys some of the rationale behind this madness whenever I travel and go picking. So let's get started. I got a lot of work to do by myself today. right, let's do a little walk around. It's going to be tough to cover all this stuff in a short period of time, but kind of walk you guys through. So first thing here is a 2029 gas tank. The reason I grabbed this out of the attic or crawl space of the one area and fought spiders was it's super clean. And it turns out Dan was telling me that his dad had this acid cleaned many years ago and then just put it away. So the little bit of rust you see on it is just from moisture, but the whole inside was cleaned out. So that was a great one. That is good to basically just scuff paint and put on a car. Probably my favorite find, or one of my favorite finds, and this is definitely staying in my stash, is this 32 3-window dash with the glove box and everything in it. Really psyched to find that. One of my dream hot rods to build or own is a 32 3-window. I've been kind of saving some of my best parts to build one of them. So like my Arden stuff and on my bigger Scott blower, my Ardens and all that stuff, I'm saving for a 32 3-window someday that I want to build. So to get another piece of the puzzle was awesome. So I'm going to put that aside because knowing my luck, I would have found a 32 3-window with no dash in it. So all right, next over here is a 3739 Ford windshield frame. The glass is junk, but the chrome's actually really nice on it. Most of the ones here in the East Coast are all rotted out and the chrome sucks. So I had to grab that even if it needs glass. Another thing I got was a 32 firewall. I'm going to actually hold on to that for myself because I am gathering some parts to put my B engine over here I have way back there together. So I want to save that for a spare just in case. It has good padding on it. That was one of the main reasons I bought it. I had all the original padding on the inside of the firewall, which is quite rare. So it's cool to have that. Just a geeky, nerdy kind of thing. If you're into this stuff, it's just a cool thing to have. So 39 Mercury Grill. I actually got two of them. There's one there and one over there. I got those because the 39 Mercury, and they're hard to find, but number two, I have a junky 39 Mercury. So this one here is pretty decent. Just some of the chrome's a little banged up. The one over here I think is in a little better shape, minus that one bar that's tweaked, but the bottom is not rotted. Pretty much all the ones you find, even on the West Coast sometimes, that bottom chin is usually rotted. So these were taken off many years ago. Not rotted, just need a little bit of tweaking of the chrome or of the stainless trim and everything. All right, so we got next is this this little 34 windshield frame. So I grabbed this when I was taking the ride in the Arden powered 33 with some 34 parts on it, just to correct that. But this was actually the one out of his car that is the original that he chopped when he chopped the car. Has a little tiny chip in it, but the chrome has a little couple imperfections. But you know what? Overall, it's pretty good windshield, and he was going to use it for a wall hanger, and I think it should go back on a car for somebody. So save that. The sign here was really cool. We didn't get him on camera, but thank you to Dick that showed us around and introduced us to Charlie and Kelly over at North Palm Speed, and we got to spend a nice afternoon with them eating lunch and driving around in his 32 Roadster. And Dick was nice enough to dig this out of his pile of stuff, and he donated this to me. So this is not going to be for sale. This is going to hang probably outside the shop. It's kind of rough, so it'll be a good one for there. So thank you to Dick for that, and Charlie and Kelly for the hospitality. This was found out in Springfield at Dan's dad's stuff. This is a 2029 Model A windshield frame with actually good glass, but the part that was really interesting, and Dan actually remembered this when I pulled it out, but it has an Oregon 1944 registration sticker on the windshield, which I guess is pretty rare there. I believe he was saying that they didn't get license plates during that era, and they just got a sticker on the windshield. So to find a windshield with that on, it's really neat. So I got that windshield frame just because it was cool, and you know, it's Model A and it was in good shape, not all rotted out. I got a 32 grill insert that we found early in the trip. Kind of rough. This sat in the backyard, and the bottom's a little rusty, but it's not horrible. It just sat in the dirt and that trim's just popped off, but it's missing a bar or two. But I actually have a stash of original bars that are black and kind of crappy like this, so I think I can put it back together and make it look decent. If not, it'll be for parts. Some trim, a couple of 42 to 48 wheels here, one with a Mercury center horn ring, There's a Ford one. Got a stack of early chrome and not chrome windshield or rear convertible windows. There's probably like, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 of them in there. Some chrome, some not, all different shapes, from everything from Model A to 44, 40 Mercury convertible, all different ones. So those are really great when you're building a custom top on an early hot rod or convertible or custom. To have those old frames is really cool, and it's kind of hard to get them. Got Kelsey Hayes wheel here, which is cool, that I snagged at Dan's place. Got these really killer fender skirts that are Oldsmobile, I believe, and I think they might be 42 or 42 to 48 Olds. My memory is foggy. I just remembered when they have the emblem there, they're kind of interesting, and they tend to be a little more rare, hard to find. These ones are pretty beat up, but I think they're savable with just a little bit of work, so they would be great for a custom. Got these bubble skirts here that I think are actually like original accessory ones. These aren't like cheap, these aren't the cheaper ones that you see that are really thin. These are finished out, and they usually have better linkage inside of them that tells me they're like nicer ones or possibly factory accessories. But those are really cool. Got a steering column tube. Got a, I think it's 35, 36. Maybe it's 35 actually, I'm sorry. Hood, there's a complete hood there. Just a little banged up, but definitely usable. Got 32 hood top. Another 32 or 33, 34 B hood top. And we got some 36 Chrysler Airstream hood sides. Now these are really junky looking, especially this one. But the reason I got that is because the trim is really hard to find. These are really cool on customs, so you see some pretty neat customs over the years that have used these inserts from the hood and put them on like 36 Fords and different stuff like that. So I thought it would be worth it to save these, and even the stainless trim and the grills could be straightened out and used. I mean, they definitely don't reproduce this stuff, so stuff like that I grab even when it's rough, and I'll probably scavenge those pieces out and pass them on to somebody who can use it. Let's walk around here. Got some, this is from Dan's like scrap hubcap pile of his Caddy stuff. It's a 16-inch aftermarket, like old Caddy wannabe hubcap, but it's got the real deep dish in it. So I grabbed it just for a wall hanger for now. If I could find a second one, that would be cool. Got a 15-inch one. We got a flipper here. Olds. And I got like the mother load of Mercury hubcaps, like 46, 48, might be some 42s in there. This stack here I think I'm going to keep for myself, but all these, I'm going to clean up a few of them, sell them off to people that need them. I definitely don't need that many sets. I already sold a couple to Eddie that helped me pack the pallet up. Some 44 deluxe trim rings, the rib trim rings, those are always good. Got this really neat Carter carburetor sign that is a like a service counter sign or point of sale sign that lights up, and I believe it rotates. We got this at the estate where we were picking. I got all the speed equipment, and it was sitting on the top shelf. And the gentleman's that was giving us a tour they're strictly Ford there, and I said, Carter carburetor, that's isn't that GM stuff? He said, get it out of here. You can buy it. So I worked it into the deal with all the speed equipment I got. So really psyched on that. I think I'm going to hold on to that for now. I'm not quite sure, but if I can find a home for it, I'd like to keep it around because it is an unusual one, and especially if I can get it rotating and lighting up again. It's in pretty good shape. Has a couple little repairs. It's hard to see on this side, but it was like little hairline cracks and it was glued. Maybe see down there. Got these two keepsakes for Mike. Of course, Mike collects Ham's beer stuff, so like any good friend, Mike does the same thing for me. If he's out picking somewhere, or if he's at a flea market and he sees something that he knows I'd like, he sends me photos. I know anything Ham's beer, if it's affordable, just to buy it. So I found these in Dan's family home at his mom's house, and it was on the shelf in the garage. We were digging around. I didn't find any car parts, but I found these neat Ham's beer signs. I believe Mike was saying that they clamped onto the cash register on the back. They have these little clamps where they clamped onto the cash register and they lit up. So that's pretty cool. Mike was psyched about that. I know he's been bugging me to get pictures of those. We'll send them to him a few. All right, let's see. So we got this Dutch Boy painter sign. It's huge. I don't know, something like 10 foot long or whatever. So that's all crumbled up. That's how I found it. We sort of straightened it out at the estate, and then I actually ended up crumbling it back up just to get it on the pallet. And one piece did break off. So I think I'm going to mount this on a board. I may sell this along to somebody. I'm not sure yet, but we got to get it mounted on some wood so that it's secure and displays a little better. I'm going to try and not trip and fall. Ugh. All right, so I got some spare hood sides. I think there's like a 35, 36 truck hood side in here, maybe a 36 car hood, just one side. Again, I just grabbed this stuff because people are sometimes looking for it, and it's good to sell on to people that are got one bad side. Got this really neat dash. I'm not quite sure what it's out of, to be honest. I got to research it some more, but it kind of looks like a 32 Ford dash, but it isn't. Really neat. Anytime I see these unusual off-brand, as I call them, dashes, I grab them if they're cheap because they're good to put in hot rods. And they kind of look like factory, but they're a little different. So that was a really neat one that I thought would look cool, especially with this little oval ring there. So that was kind of neat. I got a set of 32 hood sides here, and I think those might be 33, 34 truck hood sides. I got to double check that we got. Got two of these dashes. I think they might be GM. One there, one there. Got these wall hanger 35 grills. We found them in the piles of body panels that were like up to my freaking waist, and I dug hard for them. They're really roached. I mean, they're not really good for a car anymore. But you know what? If you got a 35 that you enjoy, it'd be cool to hang one of these on the wall. It'd be great wall art. So I'll probably be selling those on to somebody that's interested in those. This is what Dan dubbed the best grill ever when we were negotiating on parts. He was listing all the stuff I bought. He labeled this as the best grill ever. He was really psyched when I found this. I think he kind of wanted it, but he knew he couldn't keep it all. So what I believe this is an old white truck grill, big truck grill, but it's got the guide 682s in it with the marker lights in the top. And the grill's actually in great shape. I had Dan's son kept the radiator. It was like 150 pounds or something stupid, or 100 pounds. Brass radiator was in it. I didn't want it because I wanted it for a wall hanger, and he was scrapping, so he was going to probably scrap that radiator. So we took that out of here, but the grill is just, I mean, look at this thing. It's got like a killer look to it. Super awesome. So I think, I'm not sure yet, but I might sell this. I got to decide if I want to sell it or not, but I really, really like it, but I don't know. I have a lot of grills hanging on the wall already, and I kind of have a theme going with 32 grills, a 34 grill mixed in there. So I don't know. We'll see, but that thing's super cool. I was really psyched to find that. I had to dig pretty hard for it. Got these, what I'm going to call the coolest hood sides ever. Found these probably one of the first things we found when we first started digging in. These really neat louvered hood sides. We think there's something factory, but we don't quite know what they are. We put in the last picking video at Dan's place and his mom's place was that we wanted to know what these were if you knew. I've been looking around. I haven't figured it out yet, but I would love to know if any of you guys have an idea. They're kind of beat up, but they might be cool to cut up and put into some kind of hot rod. Maybe make them, repurpose them onto a Model A or a Model T or something like that. But they would be really, really neat. I love how stylized the louvers are. This isn't something that you could easily do yourself. So really, really cool. Smalls. Got lots of smalls. The hood emblem here. Got some really neat gas caps, some old glass doorknobs that were turned into shift knobs. They're all threaded and they were on a car. Got this really cool, it's got a chip in it, but I'm still psyched on it. Old rearview mirror with the clock in it. Got some beautiful lights here. I'm not quite sure what these are for yet. Didn't look them up. I'm sure somebody else will know right off the top of their head. This beautiful stoplight that's in like phenomenal condition. Got these really, really nice Model A tail lights that look like they were restored or they're like NOS or super nice. I don't know. Got this old Plymouth gauge insert. I think it might be 33 or something like that. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, but that's good to have if you have a dash insert or a grill. A dash that needs that. That's good to have. Got some more horn buttons, horn ring pieces from Mercury. Got this really neat California State AAA plate surround, and it's got the, you can tell it's old because it's porcelain. The little insert in there for the AAA is porcelain, so that's really cool. May or may not keep that, I'm not sure yet. Got all this chrome stuff, which is cool. I'm definitely keeping that stuff. The chrome shock mounts, I actually might use them on the free T, might switch it up. Got these chrome round back spindles, which are great. I'll squirrel them away. Got this really cool, I have it folded up right now, but it's a bumper guard for front bumper. It was on like a Mopar bumper, but it's just a really cool look. I think it would look great on a custom. It would need to obviously be restored and replated, but I thought that was cool. So we cut the bumper apart, got it freed up, and I'm going to take it apart further and sell that on to somebody for a custom. Let's see, got this really neat air motor out of Chicago. This is from a windmill. Dan's mom actually remembered when they pulled this out of a wash. It's hard to read it, but.
Oh, you know what this is? This is the tail of a windmill.
Really?
That's what this is, and that's an advertisement piece.
Yeah, that's what he just said. Holy crap. Do you remember finding this?
Yeah.
Really? Where did you find it?
View Falls.
View Falls?
We had 2 of them.
Yeah. AEA.
What's this say?
Says air motor on it, or says the air motor. So this was a famous or well-known windmill company that made windmills that were all over the country. This one's actually marked somewhere on it that it was from somewhere in Oregon. I'd have to find it. It's written somewhere on it where it was in Oregon, and obviously they found it in like a scrap pile many years ago, but I think these were started being made in the 1800s and even into the early 1900s, so this is a pretty old piece. Would be really great for a wall hanger. I'll probably pass that on to somebody that enjoys the history of it. I just thought it was really neat, and I don't know if I have the wall space for it, to be honest, but we'll see. I gotta eye up my walls. All right, last little bit stuff here in my brief overview, not so brief, is intakes, speed equipment, more chrome stuff. So I already actually sold a handful of things before I even left Washington, and I sold one of the sets of Edmunds heads. This other set here is going to Australia. I looked at my inventory and I actually had both sets of those already, so I sold those off to help me pay for some of the stuff I wanted to keep. A couple of these Fenton intakes are sold. I think I have one left, and I'm going to keep the 4.2 Edelbrock, the Columbia, and the original paint thick stain. I'm going to hold on to those. That little adapter there for single to 2 carbs was really cool. I'm going to hold on to that. And we got some 35-36 truck headlights. They're actually like original or old black paint. I'm going to hold on to those for my Riley Roadster project I've been building in my back of my mind someday. And yeah, oh yeah, these oil bottles, these are super cool. I got these, I had to dig real hard in the building on the last day for these, but these are really cool. They are let's see what the brand was. So I thought it was cool because they say Oakland, Los Angeles, Seattle on them. And the company is Shields Harper. So Shields Harper Co. But they're old motor oil bottles, really old. And I found these wrapped up behind a cabinet that Dan's dad had. And I checked with Dan, he was okay with letting these go. These are really cool. I think I might put one on the shelf for me to keep for a memory of my trip, and then I'm probably going to pass one on to somebody. I just got to figure out which one is better. They both need to be cleaned up. So that is kind of an overview of all the stuff that we got, and I am sweaty and tired and hot because it is like super humid here. And it went from Washington and Oregon with like hardly any humidity to like 100% humidity and like 80, 90 degree weather. So I'm sweating my butt off. I had a ton of fun unwrapping the pallet. As always, this is like Christmas morning for me, and it's one of my most favorite things to do in the whole world. Aside from a few things we won't talk about on camera, and driving hot rods and building hot rods, unpacking rusty junk is some of my favorite stuff to do. And I think I did pretty good today. So you can see all the junk behind me. So that's all I have. Make sure if you guys aren't already Follow on Instagram is the first place that I list parts for sale. Our Instagram for selling parts is IronTrap Finds, like you find something on the ground. IronTrap Finds, F-I-N-D-S. That is our Instagram page where we list all this type of items first. So a lot of this stuff, by the time you see this video, might be sold because I'm going to start listing right away because I need to clear up space. But if you guys are interested, even if you're not on Instagram, it's super easy to join. If you have a smartphone, you can join. Even if you have a computer, I think you can join nowadays, and you don't have a smartphone. But you can join on there. I list stuff for sale. I try and keep stuff pretty affordable, and I pull out some pretty neat stuff that we don't even show on camera a lot of times. So make sure you're following us on there. I also do the eBay thing, but that's usually stuff that doesn't sell on Instagram. So if you want something first, definitely follow the Instagram, and you can grab some of the stuff that you see us find, and that helps me keep doing what we do and keep funding this hobby and get these parts out to people like you that are building cars and having fun. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this as much as I did. Hopefully you're not sweating as much as I am and you're in the comfort of your home. Thanks, guys. Catch you later.